So imagine you're in like a self-driving car zooming down the highway. You trust it, right? Because its sensors are constantly scanning for danger.
Right. Yeah. The whole system is basically built around self-preservation.
Exactly. But what happens if you completely unplug that sensor array while the car is still moving at full speed?
Well, it's just rolling forward, totally blind to the cliff edge.
Yeah, and that terrifying blind spot is exactly what happens when a child sleepwalks. Welcome to today's deep dive.
Yeah.
We're looking at this brand new March 2026 paper by Klatch on pediatric nighttime wandering.
And our mission today is really to transform how you approach this, shifting from just hoping they stay in bed to actively managing their safety.
Okay, let's unpack this because the stakes here are incredibly high. We're talking about a state where a child literally lacks the ability to perceive danger.
Yeah, things like crushing accidents, wandering into traffic, drowning. I mean, these are terrifyingly real.
And because that internal alarm system is like completely offline while they sleep, your very first line of defense has to be physical.
Right, you cannot reason with a sleeping brain, so you have to fortify the house before you even touch their sleep habits.
Yeah, I was reading the paper's recommendations, and some of it sounds honestly pretty intense, like treating your house like a museum. They mention 100 to 120 decibel alarms on the doors. I mean, why not just use a standard doorbell chime?
Well, because a pleasant chime just won't wake a deeply sleeping parent at, 3 in the morning. You really need zero delay, high decibel alerts.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, the paper specifically recommends magnetic contact sensors. The brilliance here is they only trigger when the physical connection is broken.
So you are waking up to false alarms every time the wind rattles the frame, right?
Exactly. And for high-risk windows, you place vibration sensors right on the glass to detect an impact before the window is even forced open.
That makes total sense.
Mhm.
Even simple things they mentioned, like bed tents, add this crucial first layer of physical friction. But then the paper highlighted garage doors. Wait, the garage door.
Oh, absolutely.
Of all the things in a house, why is that a primary vulnerability? Most kids can't even reach the button.
It's actually one of the heaviest moving parts in a home. A wandering child might, drag a chair over or hit a low-hanging remote.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, and because they lack spatial awareness in that state, that is where the severe crushing risk comes into play. The fix is moving control panels at least 5 feet high, totally out of reach.
And you have to do a monthly auto-reverse test, right? Like placing a block of wood in the door's path.
Yes, to ensure the safety sensors force the door to retract the second it makes contact.
Okay, so the physical barriers keep them safe once they're already up and walking. But if we want to actually stop the sleepwalking, we have to look at what's misfiring in the brain.
Right, fixing the root cause.
Here's where it gets really interesting. The paper talks about this concept called bedtime fading. How does keeping a kid up later actually help them sleep better?
What's fascinating here is it sounds counterintuitive, right? But sleepwalking is almost always triggered by fragmented, unstable sleep.
Like tossing and turning.
Exactly. If a kid tosses and turns for an hour, their circadian rhythm gets completely out of sync. So with fading, you temporarily move their bedtime to the exact moment they naturally crash.
Oh, so you're just matching their biological exhaustion point.
Precisely. It creates a strong neurological association between the bed and immediate sleep. Then you slowly shift bedtime 15 minutes earlier every few days.
But fading only works if you eliminate triggers that actively fragment sleep, right? Like chocolate or caffeine.
Yeah, those are neurological stimulants that literally jolt the nervous system. They prevent the brain from settling into deep sleep.
And no screens for an hour before bed, obviously, because blue light tricks the brain into thinking it's daytime. But what about physical triggers? The paper mentioned growing pains.
Right. Things like restless leg syndrome or growing pains create what we call microarousals.
Microarousals. Wait, what does that mean?
Basically, the physical discomfort jolts the child just enough to pull them out of deep sleep, but not enough to wake them fully.
Oh, leaving them trapped right in that wandering sleepwalking state.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've fortified the environment and stabilized the sleep cycle, but kids are, notorious escape artists.
Yeah.
What happens if all the physical barriers fail and they actually get out?
I mean, that is the nightmare scenario, and it's exactly why you need a community failsafe. The Klatch paper details the family wandering emergency plan.
Because when seconds count, panic is your worst enemy.
Yeah.
I love the concept they bring up here called search angels.
Yes, it's such a brilliant idea.
Right. Instead of everyone running around aimlessly,
Yeah.
you have trusted neighbors who agree ahead of time to check specific, assigned locations the second you realize your child is missing.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, structure saves lives. And there is an absolute golden rule for a wandering child.
Which is?
Search water first. Pools, ponds, lakes. Water is a highly common fatal attraction for a wandering mind.
That is terrifying, but so important to know. And inside the home, you can also create visual boundaries, like literally putting a red S.P sign on the exit doors.
Yeah, and always keep a safety log. If you can identify the behavioral triggers from the last incident, you can predict and prevent the next one.
So what does this all mean for you listening? It means managing wandering isn't just locking a door. It's a proactive, layered strategy.
Right, you need a mix of things.
Exactly. You need the environmental alarms to wake you up, the sleep routine stabilization to calm their brain, and a rock-solid community protocol to give you ultimate peace of mind.
And, it leaves us with a fascinating question to ponder.
Oh.
If a sleepwalking child operates purely on ingrained unconscious habits, could you use daytime role-playing to literally train their sleepy brain to automatically turn away from exit doors? I mean, if we can program a self-driving car's sensors during the day, maybe those safety protocols will stay active in a child's mind, even in the dark.